And we're live.
Okay.
So let's start with the minutes from January 11th.
Thanks so much, Dennis. All right, bye.
Someone wants to,
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Second.
let me just catch up to myself here. And A, nay.
Yay.
Yay, nay.
Yes, all in
All
favor?
yeas.
All in
Opposed?
favor?
Yes. Discussion?
All in favor, that's what I couldn't think of. Okay, the Urban Tree Program, this is something that it simply got away from me and I was not able to get it submitted in time. But in a way that's good, it'll give us time to really come up with a plan and work on that and have something more concrete ready for next year. And it's something that I'm giving more thought to, and obviously I'd appreciate any input from you all, but this isn't just about the parks, it's really about the town.
Yeah.
I think that the town also wants to go for a Tree City designation, and there are some things that we need to do for that, so that could probably be incorporated. So there's some more discussion. I'm kind of envisioning a committee to work on this, so that'll remain to be seen. We'll talk about that more later. New business. Okay, the backyard buffer tree giveaway. We have started that. I've already had 14 people sign up.
Oh, really?
They are kind of limiting it to an extent. They have 50 bundles allocated to the county. If we need more, if there's more available, we need more, we'll see. But I feel sure that we'll give 50 away. We normally do more like 70 or 80. So there's a form online people can fill out. Of course, they can always reach out to me. So spread the word on that. The actual giveaway day, and it really only requires a couple of us, will be Saturday, April the 9th from 9 to noon here at Town Hall. The timing didn't work out. Initially, they wanted to set a date of April 15th, which is Easter weekend. And so we decided, no, that wouldn't be good, especially since they have the students bundling them, and I think they're probably not in school the day before or whatever. So they moved it back to the 9th, and there'll be stuff kind of trickling out. I don't know how much publicity we need to do, because it seems like the word's out and people are definitely getting it. But if anyone asks about it, they can look on the park page on the website under departments.
And that's 9 till noon?
9 till noon. And just to clarify, it's not just Berlin. We are actually the host for Worcester County. So it's the whole county can sign up for that. But the Parks Commission is sort of the sponsor. Cleanup Day. So I think this year, if the numbers don't spike crazy between now and then, we'll actually have Cleanup Day, which is great. That will be scheduled for, I actually think I've got my dates a little skewed here. Cleanup Day will be scheduled for the 23rd of April, and that's still, we're just getting started on planning that. It's going to be the tail end of Take Pride in Berlin week, which Ivy's department is going to be working more on that aspect of it. Reaching out for food, someone to provide lunch for the volunteers. We'll start advertising it as we always have. It's not a super town services, well, I mean, it is town services heavy. Public Works has a lot.
Yeah.
There's mulch, and we do need a couple of guys operating a backhoe that day, that sort of thing. But other than that, we ask people to bring their own stuff. I'm saying this kind of for Jimmy and Laura's benefit, since neither one of them have been able to do one before because of the pandemic. we ask people when they can to bring their own stuff, but we provide trash bags and the gloves and stuff like that. It's just what it sounds like. People go around collecting litter, cleaning up, it's kind of a spring cleaning of the park after the winter knocks down branches and stuff. I'm gonna ask Jimmy to maybe stop cleaning the park so well so that people have something to do.
Well, that might, maybe we'll look about saving. I walked around the pond the other day, and there's a lot of damage from this past winter.
Big heavy stuff.
But there's a lot of stuff down, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of more. I understand sometimes people say, "Well, it's underbrush for bounds," but it looks like it's overkill to me, and it kind of takes away from
Yeah, it almost
Yeah.
looks like.
the seeing even of the pond. So maybe between now and then we can designate and go in there, and I got even a can of paint that we can touch some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And then that way we could get a crew in there with a whole bunch of the organizers and then just walk it.
yeah.
Mhm.
It was
And walk it
to the
out.
point I almost wondered if people were dumping stuff there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, much,
Yeah,
yeah, on the far side.
well, and
Yeah.
as it was with the whole park, we are not trying to maintain a manicured, groomed
Right.
appearance,
Especially
but
over there.
it does get to a point where it's
Yeah.
too much,
There's
it's
a
too
lot
much.
Yeah.
of down
Yeah.
trees and
Yeah.
branches.
Yeah, and if you get too much underbrush, then you don't get,
Yeah,
good growth,
right, yeah, that's
in the,
happy medium.
in the natural, really natural areas, wild forests. The
Yeah,
undergrowth ultimately is dealt with by fire, and we
Right.
don't want that here, so
Yeah.
we'll do that.
Jimmy,
Um,
one thing, I don't know how many wheelbarrows all you have, but it seems like we're always short
Yeah.
of wheelbarrows if you have
Yeah,
more than.
if, I don't,
yeah.
do we have many wheelbarrows?
I'll have to see how many we actually
Okay.
have and what condition they're in.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
know there's 2 or 3 over at Heron Park in that building, and we can look at maybe getting 1 or 2 more too between then.
yeah,
And then what we could also do is see if we could bring a couple.
yeah, put,
that
we always ask
we could
people
we
to,
could go get them for you
Yeah.
and then mark them, to say, hey, this is this guy's,
yeah.
so.
I don't think we will try to do the engineered wood fiber at the same time. When did we
No.
do it last?
It was like May.
Okay, so
we
it
were-
was, okay. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if it was within the fiscal year, if it was a previous.
Right.
Yeah, the engineered wood fiber is a much bigger undertaking and,
We'll
with
leave
the
that
mulch
to the
is pretty-
public works crew.
Yeah,
If we could do more like sticks cleanup
Mm-hmm.
and we also need to contact the golf and ask them to come out for this day.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
they
that would
already
be a-
said that they would, and I
good
will
day for
definitely
them.
make sure that they're on the, email list.
Mhm.
The only other thing, and this really is more for your benefit, we also encourage people, if there's a corner of their neighborhood that collects trash, we encourage them to do that sort of thing
Yeah.
and clean up. Doesn't just have to be about the parks. I know Zach and a friend of his often went out to, like down by Cheers
Yeah.
and did that stretch there,
Right.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's more to it than just in the parks, it's anything. What we do tell people to do is if they're going to do areas other than the parks, to let us know, because they can leave the trash bags and we will come collect them. That's part of what Steve
Steve
Farr
Farr,
and group
yeah.
always clean out the ditch,
that stuff.
off the Bottle Branch ditch that
Yeah.
runs behind the apartments. They've gotten some amazing stuff out of there.
Including the gold Buddha.
Yeah, the Buddha was the
That they
best.
still worship.
Yeah, the Buddha was the best one
Yeah.
ever. But yeah, so there'll be more again on that. Because of the timing with all of this, normally we would not meet again until May, but I will probably plan to do an early April meeting
Yeah.
just to kind of touch base on these things.
Yeah.
Shoot, there was something else that I just, oh yeah, Steve. Spring celebration, Larnett reached out to me a week or so ago and asked if the Parks Commission wanted to participate again this year, and I'm assuming that we do. I have a bunch of crafts. We had actually bought crafts for last year or the year before for the spring celebration, and then it was canceled or we canceled, one or the other. So I have a lot of crafts, so we're covered on that. But I'm assuming everybody is willing to, that's on the 15th, 16th. which is of course Easter weekend. Then the last thing is oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just realized that I didn't bring the Worcester Youth report. Sorry, I got off track. I will make sure to forward it to you all. The Spring Just Walk is Saturday, May 7th. We'll go back to a morning walk as we've done in the past. The health department was trying to come up with fun ideas for walks. That's why we did the glow walk in the fall, which went over very well, I thought. One of the suggestions they had made was about color walks. If you're familiar, usually they're color runs, where people throw these packets of this chalk dust, and it's a huge spectacle. Lots of fun. I don't think it will work well in town. So I'm kind of drawing away from that idea. But I sat down with Ivy earlier this week, last week sometime, and tossed around some ideas for some other things. And some of the things that she suggested were things like putting little facts about Berlin, sort of like Burma Shave kind of signs, sort of that sort of thing. Maybe doing a scavenger hunt. Any ideas that anybody has, anything, but I am going to have to ask someone else to sort of take the lead on developing that aspect of it. So if someone wants to take that on. Does Patricia still work with the museum, do you know?
I think so,
Maybe that's something we can do,
Yeah, 'cause they'd have a lot of
Pull,
trivia.
some information from there. Yeah, I'll touch base with her. I mean, it's something, I don't think it'll be difficult to pull something together.
I might be able to help, but I have to see those spring weekends, sometimes I have weddings at the hotel.
Well, but even if they're not, even if you aren't able to actually be there the day of, just that would be
brainstorm
great.
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy
And
to help, maybe not with the brainstorming part, but with the doing part, I can always.
Might just be something we can Google to see like what kind of walks.
Ideas.
well, I did that. Most of what it came up with were really kid-oriented, like fun things to do with kids on nature walks, which is fine. But this isn't so much a nature walk.
Yeah.
Part of it is, part of it isn't. I don't know. We'll come up with something.
It's gotta be for all ages.
Yes, exactly. As I said, I forgot the youth program update. She printed it, or she sent it to me, and I completely neglected to print it out. Entirely my fault. The only other thing that I had, also which I intended to bring with me, that tells you what kind of a day it's been, was Kelsey sent out financial disclosure forms. It's a gift form. It's very short, really just your name and Parks Commission. Please make sure to get those back to her. I can send that to you again if you need it.
Yeah, were they in the email or?
I think she sent them.
Oh.
Yes, that's them. Oh, thank you. Can you pass them out? Yeah, literally. It'll only take you a second. If you want to do it tonight and give it to me, that's fine. Yes, if you haven't already done it. If you haven't already done it, returned it. That's what I get for picking everything up in one pile. But I will forward the youth program thing to you.
It's already filled out.
Oh,
Oh,
Mary.
okay, great.
I see.
Terrific, yeah. Other than that, the only other thing that I did want to touch on is the construction on the path. That they don't have a date yet, you know, it's weather driven, temperature driven, there's a lot of things. However, he did feel strongly, we spoke to the contractor the other day, that there might be sections of the path that are out of commission for periods of time, but it'll never be the whole thing. So even if some of their date does cross over with our Just Walk date, it won't be a problem. And of course, if cleanup day, if they're out there by cleanup day, it doesn't really affect anything with the pathway anyway, so.
Will they have to peel up what's there?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Sort
they'll be
of.
taking up
But it's
what's
gonna be
there.
blacktop, or?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think the current path is 5 feet wide, and the replacement will be 4 feet.
Okay.
So which is still well within ADA compliance, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, that's about it then. Like I say, I will probably plan a meeting then for the first Tuesday of April. Yeah,
Real quick,
yes.
do you think we'll be putting like flowers and stuff into and
We have in the past bought bedding flowers and just the volunteers, plant them.
mulch bed of flowers, okay.
I have a list from, that's part of what I emailed you about that I
Right.
wanted to sit down and,
Yep.
and talk about.
Okay.
Nothing major, I think
No,
we might have
just-
done some small azaleas one year.
Are we doing anything in Henry, over at Herring?
I need to talk to Jeff about that and see what his thoughts are on it. I don't know. I mean, we have some areas over there that are, like, there's a pollinator garden and that sort of thing that we can still do something with. Whether, no matter what else is going on, we can still do that at this point in time. But I'm gonna talk to Jeff, see what his thoughts are. So, don't know. That's about it.
Back in business, doing stuff.
Yeah, looks like it, finally. All right, does someone wanna make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Just check the, I think, you wanna just check the top one.
Yeah,
unless
I
you
gotta
see
check on
it.
something. I got some, every year volunteering in the visitor center, I get gifts from the town merchants.
Oh,
Last year, the lawyer said, maybe list them or,
yeah, I can't remember how that
Yeah.
fleshed out, yeah.
yeah, I'll.
So I'm
still have-
assuming that's unanimous, that everybody's willing to adjourn, okay?
And when you,
I think you would probably get one
Thank
from the
you.
welcome center then, to put that on.
or bribes, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, you could do it, you could do the